forward and just have some final parting words for us, then so happy to have you here, Minister, and thank you for your visit.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, CG. Thank you, Mayor, Commissioner, other political representatives present here today, President of the Jamaican Women of Florida Association, your Vice President, your Executive, and members here today, members of the business community, members of the artistic community who have so treated us today. As we see, a love moment that we're sharing. We're sharing in your moment. But thank you so much for sharing your talent with us today. And it was also just lovely. CG. You can't eat everything, you know. But sharing just the historical information about your connection to Belafonte's arrangements and to the music that we experience every day was really lovely of you to share that detail with us. So not only are we further educated, but we just get to feel a little more connected once more. So I want to thank you for that. Malachi, where is Malachi?
Be the love.
I know Mayor heard the line about the ball, and we know he's good at that, has a long history in that. And we know, like lions and lionesses, we cannot afford to stumble. I think that today, what we've experienced is just deeply emblematic of Jamaica. We've heard about our triumph over struggle. That's where you started us off. You took us into love, and passion, for which we're widely known. Maybe you more than others. We experienced music and the arts, visual and plastic arts. We experienced excellence, political sphere. Our very first president of the Broward Bar Association, and we're gonna keep saying it, right? And after it's gone, and as a lady who is a first, one of the things that I always like to say is I long for the day when we no longer have to celebrate first, because it's wonderful to celebrate it because you've broken a barrier, you've done something new, you've reached somewhere that others have not, and that's beautiful. But when there's a second and a third and a fourth, so that it is no longer noteworthy, is the day we will actually have achieved what we want to achieve. As women, as Black people, as Jamaicans, as Caribbean people, these are things that we want to achieve. But until then, we celebrate it. We celebrate you. Renee, congratulations on your election as well. We want to wish you all the best, a successful tenure. Opening the doors, but keeping them open, ladies, in real and practical ways, creating opportunities for our young people to demonstrate their talents, to hone them, and to network and learn to network as well, because that's part of how we all grow and expand as successful beings, as successful people, and as a successful community. I like when I engage with Jamaicans overseas to bring good news about what's happening at home. I know that the CG, however, has lined the pitch for me, rolled the pitch for me to say that I'm going to give some brief final words. I took note, CG. I took note. And we'll have to have a conversation about that. But the truth is, it's a beautiful afternoon, and the sense is one of positivity. It is about the excellence that's represented in every sphere in which we participate, from philanthropy with Food for the Poor, as we mentioned earlier, and Sir Christopher, the hands that created that beautiful piece that again reflected reflects another aspect of Jamaican society, and of the role of women in building communities and families, because that is, the market is an economic hub, and it's often been the hub of growth and expansion as well for families. So I want to thank you so very much for that depiction that you've shared with me, and I will treasure it. Thank you very much. But there is so much to say about what is happening at home. I know everybody pages differently. So some may follow, some may not follow too much. Some may watch the sectoral debates, which currently now take place at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday and a Wednesday on PBC Jamaica, which also streams online for those who might have a minute to listen or watch. But the incredible thing is that there is so much information that's being shared. So far, we've had the Ministry of National Security, we've had the Ministry of Health, we've had the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. And those three ministries alone cut across so much of the work that the diaspora does and supports in Jamaica, and addresses so many of your concerns about Jamaica. So on the social side, on the health side, as well as security. I wanted to ask a question here, and I don't know if anybody will be able to answer. Maybe Mayor will contribute his medal as a prize, if anybody can. I want to ask, does anybody know how much murder is down year over year as at April 30? 22 was March, so you are a contender. 22 was March. It slipped a little. The truth is, we started the year at 30% down year on year. 30%. January, which is historically one of the highest years. January we started 30%. We had some multiple murders, regrettably. All murders are regrettable, but multiples that really do affect. And then we're now at 18.5%. So we have slipped a little bit, but we're in the second quarter of the year. So I want you to think about what our situation would be if murders were up 18%. And the fact, recognize they're not even the same, they're down almost 20%. This is phenomenal. Shootings are down also significantly. They're down by 17%. Rapes are down by 38.5%. Robberies are down by close to 20%. All serious crimes are down by double digits. This is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And it's a result of a lot of hard work, a lot of short, medium, and long-term things that have been done over a period of time. We're increasing mobility. We're increasing the renovations, building, and reconstruction of police stations. We're increasing training. We're now adding police. We've finally exceeded the attrition rate so that we're now training 1,260 police persons per year, and we're replacing that additional, that 800 that we lose. Wow. So we are now finally way past. We have a new police college. We've expanded and renovated Twickenham Park. Our military academy trains not only for Jamaica, we train for the Caribbean. And we actually train persons from Africa, from Chile, it is phenomenal what the work that is happening now. We're not just trying, we're doing. But the work is taking time to read because we know the depth of the problem that we have. But I think it's important for us to celebrate these successes and to recognize them as part of this path that we want to create the Jamaica that we know we not only deserve, but that we can have. Yes. We can have it. When some people say, boy, Jamaica done gone, no. Yes, there are still concrete jungles. Yes. But we are lions and we are lionesses and we know what there is to be done and we're doing it. Everything isn't going to reap the harvest immediately. But when we remain positive, when we continue to partner, when we continue to work with not only our Jamaican communities overseas, but work with our young people. So we have a new citizen security program that focuses with an inter-school program that deals with ages 7 to 17. And then there's an unattached youth program that deals with 18 to 25. There are psychosocial elements as well as the basic elements about certification so that they have an option. Prime Minister always says that we have to be better recruiters than the gangs, and that is a reality. Yeah. They are prone for reasons of fatherlessness and other social ills that we also have to address in educating our boys and our girls about making better decisions, about starting families, about how to how to embark on life as responsible citizens, and what it means, in fact, to be a responsible Jamaican citizen, a Jamaican. What does that mean? What does that mean? When I ask you what a Jamaican mean, what does it mean to you to be Jamaican? See, what does it? You're asking me questions all weekend. What does it mean to you to be Jamaican?
Oh, what does it mean to me,
Yeah.
Jamaican? I'm just talking about it, you know. It means everything. Yeah, it means everything.
Pride.
Yeah, it means everything.
Little but with tallow. Anybody else want to share? What does it mean to you? Mayor, what does it mean to you to be of Jamaican heritage? What does it mean to you? Because we claim you, you know. We claim you, we do.
Well, it means a pride, a culture,
Yeah.
a sense of excellence in everything that we do. And of course, we have to be animated and colorful. Why be ordinary can be extraordinary.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yet, with all the excellence that we represent, and I was having this conversation with someone yesterday, we still are fighting to overcome this perception of this negative perception of what it means to be Jamaican. And you know, we will only overcome that as we continue to be positive, as we continue to excel, as we continue to represent visually and politically and economically excellence, socially. I met some people yesterday, and I have today as well, that really have just, when I say my heart full, people think I'm just being trite or whatever, I don't know. But it really, literally is a feeling that overcomes me of pride. I'm one of these people who cry when I hear the national anthem and I'm overseas. Right? It just, you know, there's that time when you hear it and this. I know a lot of us experience it when we watch the Olympics. So sometimes it's every 4-year tears. But unfortunately, it tends to overcome me a little more often. And it is because of that knowledge of what we can be, and how so many people see us as well, because they see the black, green, and gold in a way that just, I think the young people say it hit differently, something like that, right? And so Alison, when you stepped out in your black, green, and gold, you made a statement. And that I love that statement is here for other young women, and I hope people bring their girls here, you know, and boys, so that they can hear those stories. I met with some kids at Senate before I went to the airport on Friday. Some children from 2 schools in St. Anne and St. James that came in to tour the Parliament. And they told the girls, you know, she's the first Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And they were like, okay, we don't really know what a Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is, but it sounds good. And I said to them, you know, so I know I'm the first. What number are you going to be? And I asked them, and just to think about it, you know, because we have to remember that our girls and our boys need to see who they can be. So Mayor, we love you having the young violinists in the park today, because again, it's seeing something to aspire to participate in, different things, and we love to expand our horizons as Jamaicans generally. Ladies and gentlemen, I could go. You can hear it. You know I could go on. And you give a politician a mic, you don't know where it could go badly. But I don't want to take over the proceedings with more discussions about. But what I want to encourage you to do is to please follow directly what's happening at home. GIS actually does a really good job of sharing information, facts, not news. You know, which tends to be the murders. You know, really. I go to other Caribbean countries, and those things are not carried by their press. They just don't like the sound of it. So it's not that they don't like the sound of it, but we have a very different view of sharing. So I encourage you to also just get the facts as well. You know, read your news, enjoy your news and your stories, but also get information. GIS.gov.gm not only has a website, but it has It's on social media. It's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can follow the PM. You can follow, because he does have a really good, engaging social media game. It's now on TikTok. I'm trying to get on it. A little nervous. Yesterday was going to be my first video, and I kind of chickened out. But maybe the next one. But just get the information, because there's so much. When I ask about, your knowledge about murders being done, I bet maybe 3 people in here actually knew it was done. Because you're kind of just waiting one day for, to just sort of, or rather you never anticipate that you're going to hear a change. Anyway, so I want you to continue to pray for us, those who are praying persons. That is for our country, for our security forces, who really are up against some of the most hardened criminals, and a society that has a lot of ills that are difficult to treat with, but we're working on it. Jamaica Women of Florida, you know that we now have 2 shelters. We not only have the private shelter that was started in 1984, but we have 2 government-run shelters now, which we have managed to furnish and train persons. They are child-friendly, because you know that the one that was started by Women Inc. didn't have space for kids. So even though you're telling women that they can get out, that they can leave, many wouldn't leave without their children. So we have 2 now, and the 3rd is being furnished. They have counseling facilities and training facilities to allow them to transition into new, into being economically independent, so that they can transition. And so I encourage you to look at these as well when you're looking at projects to fund or to support with mentorship or other complementary programs. And the 3rd is coming. There's secret locations, of course, but they are again very important steps forward in trying to rebalance some of the things that still need fixing in our society. There are quite a few programs that are happening in terms of our schools and our, as well as in the social sector, rebuilding path, etc. And so many things that I could speak about. But again, I want us to celebrate Jamaica, to continue to be your positive selves that influence that positive understanding of who we are as a people, of our excellence, and our multifaceted, extraordinary selves, even as we recognize ourselves as Caribbean beings. So we're still celebrating Yard. I want to thank you, CG, for having worked with the team to welcome me here so warmly and to allow me to meet so many wonderful people. I want to thank you again, Kalibe, for the work that you have done. Congratulations on this space, and best of luck with the next one, and I hope to be there as well. I do. Jamaica Women of Florida, I hope to be able to engage with you again in a different way, so that we can discuss issues and look at opportunities and ways in which we can collaborate more deeply. I would love that opportunity as well. So let's look at that. Marsha, Food for the Poor, building the love for Jamaica, rebuilding the love for Jamaica. Very clever pun, by the way. Very well done. And a fantastic project. Congratulations and best wishes on it. And best wishes to everyone, as a matter of fact, absolutely everyone who continues to give back to Jamaica. My team at the consulate, where is everybody? Everybody else? Cheryl, yes. Cheryl on the big chair. By the way, you know that has put you in a small... Not at all. You would recognize that it has been under my stewardship that the opposite has happened generally across, which has not happened since 2000 and how much? Right, in single digits. So yes, so we've been able to, we're trying to translate all the benefits of growth, which continues. Yeah. One small fact that I just want to remind before I wrap up is that our debt to GDP has come down phenomenally. I know some of you remember as high as 147%, 147% in 2013, and it went down to 98 in 2020, just pre-COVID, went up to 110 during COVID, and is now at 84%. 84%. And again, for persons to remember that as the debt comes down, it's not debt coming down to have pretty figures to quote, it's debt to create the space, the physical space to do all the things you need to do. Like train more police, like build more hospitals, like build more schools, like train more social workers, which we are doing to go beyond the gates of our schools to help with the communities, like train our parents so that we can rebalance what's happening socially. So I leave you on the note of 84% trending down to 78, but 84, we're living in the land of 84 now, and what a phenomenal thing that is. Inflation. Miss Attorney at Law, who confronted me about mortgage rates that are going up. Yes, mortgage rates have gone up because interest rates have gone up because the central bank increased in order to bring down inflation. Mr. JN, you have a figure to share with us about inflation? Anything about mortgage rates?
Well, mortgage rates are trending up slightly, and it's as a result of the central banks moving to control inflation. We know if inflation gets out of hand, we'll go back up to 110, which we don't want to.
Yes. So you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just me says so. That's what's happening. But the good thing is that the work of the central bank is actually yielding success, because we're down from 11.8% to 6.2. Right. To 6.2 as at last quarter, which means that companies like JN will eventually bring their mortgage rates back down again. So we look forward to that, sir. Not even being subtle about it. But ladies and gentlemen, you've been so patient, you've been so kind, you've been so attentive, and you love your country so much that on a Sunday afternoon you are out here again celebrating engagement with home and engagement with our culture and heritage. I want to thank you so very much for everything you do, personally and professionally, for us as a people and for us as a country. And I wish you every blessing and continued success in your personal and professional endeavors. All the very best.
Thank you.